A wise philosopher once said, "Don't stop believing." I've been really kind of wrestling through this question of hope for the last couple of weeks. We're talking about it at our church. We're going through this series called Hope Lives, and we're discussing several different elements of how we can make hope come to life in our community, in our world, and in our circles, and our families, and things of that nature. But I've really been thinking about this idea of like, when you strip it all away, like what really remains? Like, what do I actually believe in? What do I actually have hope in? What do I actually have faith in? And it's been an interesting journey for me. Like, I've been in education and in higher education in the biblical world for the last 10 plus years. I've gone to Bible college. I'm finishing my master's degrees. I've gone to conferences. I've talked with leading scholars. I've had conversations with every person, blah, blah, blah. I've done that. And that's not to brag, but it's actually more to say like, I have been thoroughly disappointed in a majority of my conversations with a lot of these people who are supposed to have answers, because the hope in which they put their faith and trust in their lives seems to just be like completely missing, if I'm honest. It seems to be void of any substance and depth, and that's not to hammer on, the academic religious community, because there's a lot of good and a lot of what we study and learn about God comes out of there. But that is to say, like, with the increasing of knowledge usually comes the increasing of sorrow. And when we have like an honest conversation and when we strip all of those things away, like, what is really left? Right? Like, look, I know a whole bunch of useless Bible information, right? Like, I can tell you Greek meanings, I can tell you Hebrew meanings, I can tell you where to find this and the interpretation of that, whatever person over the centuries. But it's like, when it's just you, the pillow, and the ceiling at 2 a.m, and you're really reflecting on your life and nobody else is there but you and the voices in your head, the conversation really becomes like, what are you actually putting your hope in? What are you actually living for? What is actually driving you, and what is actually motivating you to do more, to become more, to achieve better results for your life? Thomas à Kempis said, I would rather feel contrition than be well-versed in the meaning of. And that's basically a fancy way of saying it's one thing to actually experience something versus just like knowing about something, right? And so that's the question that I want to leave you with today. Like, what do you actually believe in? What do you actually hope for? We can say that we believe in this or that, or we hope for this, that, or the other, but like, at the end of the day, do your actions really match your words? C.S. Lewis has this great kind of analogy of saying, like, I can trust a rope will hold me, but it's one thing to trust and just say that versus like actually dangling over the side of a cliff with it and having to rely on it, for your life. And so that's the question, right? Like, what do you actually believe in? What do you hope for there? And do those words match the actions of your daily life? If you want to talk about this more, I'd love to connect with you on Instagram. I'm at Joshua_Carman. You can message me there and we can chat. Feel free to head over to joshcarman.com for more musings on life stuff and blogging here and there. Thanks so much. Have a good week.